Girl, you better not hit that alarm. Yes, you. Do you want to feel gross for the rest of the day? Then you better get your ass up. Hey guys, it's Cassandra and welcome back to my channel. Your morning routine is actually the most important part of your day, and if you're like me and can't stand mornings, then you may be single-handedly be fucking up your whole day and as a result, your whole life. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, my morning routine used to consist of me snoozing my alarm 10 times, going straight onto my cell phone and drinking a massive cup of coffee before getting out of bed. And I used to blame it on me just not being a morning person because hello, I need to cut myself some slack here. I was constantly setting myself up to have the worst day ever with the least amount of productivity. And lately, I've been looking back on these days and thinking, what did I achieve today? Did I get anything done? Was I happy? Did I enjoy the day? And no. The answer is no. So I went online and did a little googly goog and discovered that the reason why I have no motivation and absolutely no energy during the day is because of my shitty morning routine. My toxic trait is that when I don't achieve something during the day, I am in the worst mood ever. And I feel really bad for my family because I can't help it taking it out on them just because if I haven't achieved something, I feel like I've wasted the day. I promise you, I am not about to tell you to wake up at 5 a.m., drink 20 gallons of water, have a disgusting green smoothie for breakfast. So I've put together the best but still realistic and maintainable morning routine. This morning routine literally changed my life since I started doing it. I'm not saying you gotta implement all of these rules in one day. That's just not realistic. Don't be like me, because that's what I did. I'm an all in, all out kind of girl, and I don't recommend it because you're just gonna end up beating yourself up when you don't achieve it, and that is when you don't maintain things. The best way to do this is to implement something every 3 or 4 days. A lot of the times when we want to start a New Year's resolution, the reason why we don't maintain it is because you do too many things at once. Eventually, you're not even gonna have to think of it. You're not even gonna have to try. It's just gonna come naturally. I'm not gonna be gatekeeping anything, so let's get straight into it. First things first, do not snooze. You are not allowed to hit that snooze alarm. I know that snooze button looks so good when it's the morning, but don't do it. Just don't do it. I would never listen when people would tell me don't hit snooze. I'd be like, what are you talking about? I set 16 alarms just so that I can wake up on the 16th one on purpose. I'm not kidding. My cell phone used to be like filled with scrollable different alarm times. If I needed to wake up at 8 a.m., I would have alarms starting at 7:20. Can we just have a moment for that? 40 minutes of interrupted sleep just so that I can wake up. But then when I went and did my googly goog, I discovered the science behind it, and I was like, oh, so that's why they were telling me not to snooze it. You're actually gonna wake up even more tired and more sleep deprived after that 7th or 8th alarm goes off. I'm not gonna go deep into this because I'm sure you don't give a f. But basically, long story short, your body enters into what is called a sleep cycle. Now, these sleep cycles last around 75 minutes. If you wake up 15 minutes later after your first alarm, your body is 15 minutes into a sleep cycle, and you'll end up spending the first couple hours of your day as a sleeping zombie because your brain is still asleep. So those 15 minutes of extra sleep that you think that you gained have actually ruined your day and essentially ruined your life. And I don't want to freak you out, but it has been scientifically proven that if you don't wake up at roughly the same time every day, it contributes to depression and anxiety and a whole bunch of other issues. I don't know about you guys, but I can't afford to have any more of that nonsense in my life. A hack that I found works really well for me is that I set an alarm on my phone and then I actually charge my phone either on the opposite side of the room or in a different room entirely. That way I don't have a choice but to get up when my alarm starts going off. And at that point, you're already up, you've got your day going, you are not getting back into that bed. This leads me into my second point. Once you get up and you grab that phone, do not, I repeat, do not go onto that phone. Don't even look at those notifications. If you need to buy yourself one of those like digital side clocks that literally only have an alarm function, do that. Think of your brain as your little baby. You wouldn't want to throw it in front of a TV screen the first second that it wakes up. You'd rather want it to smell the roses and admire the beautiful view. Before I started this morning routine, I would spend at least 20 to 25 minutes scrolling on my phone before I would even get out of bed. You're actually supposed to stay off of your phone for the first hour after waking up. But I mean, an hour. That is crazy, I know, but we can do it, okay? Now, I'll be honest with you, sometimes I slip up on this one, okay? It's very, very difficult because by the time I get to 40 minutes, I'm like, what do I what do I do with my hands? What do I do? Plus, majority of us are rushing off to get to work and we use our phones for navigation. Do not go on your phone for the first 20-25 minutes after waking up. I'll be honest with you, the days where I don't go on my phone for the first half an hour to an hour, my days end up being way less stressful and a lot more productive. And if you don't believe me, I have some more science for you. Going on your phone first thing when you wake up gives you an instant hit of dopamine, which is kind of like a feel-good drug that's released inside of your brain. And when your brain gets hit with this dopamine first thing in the morning, you're literally asking your brain to be stressed and anxious for the rest of the day. Do you want to know what else spikes your dopamine? Caffeine. Oh my word, this is probably the worst part of this morning routine. Forget the alarm, forget the cell phone, it's the coffee. This is the hardest part for me because me without coffee in the morning, she's a bitch. If you have any level of anxiety, you need to postpone your morning cup of coffee to around 90 minutes after you wake up. I got some more boring science for you. In the morning, our body produces cortisol. This is the stress hormone of the body. And when you add coffee on top of this causes the cortisol to spike, leading to more stress and more anxiety. And in turn, depression, leading to your life sucking, which means you're basically begging to have anxiety. Plus, it's been proven that coffee first thing in the morning actually leads to you being more tired earlier on in the day. If you wait 1 hour before having your morning cup of coffee, it actually goes from being unhealthy to healthy. Now, because I am caffeine obsessed, I have actually done a lot of research as to what kind of drinks I can have in the morning that's still gonna give me that same feeling but without all of the negative side effects. Green tea has been proven to have similar amounts of caffeine as coffee but without all of those negative side effects. Plus, it has so many health benefits. It reduces stress in general and aids weight loss. Head to the shops right now and get yourself some green tea. Another thing that wakes you up first thing in the morning is taking a cold shower. I swear to you, I'm not trying to make you suffer. I'm not trying to torture you. I'm just giving you the facts. By cold shower, I mean washing your body and your hair just at room temperature water, not freezing ass cold. We don't want to go boiling hot because it's just going to irritate your skin and dry it out, and we also don't want to go freezing cold because then we're just not going to stick with it. Turning your shower cold for the last few minutes is not only going to wake you up because you're going to be like, oh shit, but first of all, it's literally going to set your brain for success throughout the entire day. Once you get in that freezing cold shower, you are so focused that there is no way that you're not going to have a successful day after torturing yourself like that. If you can force yourself to do that, you can literally force yourself to do anything. I overthink just about everything I have to do in this life, but once I started taking cold showers, I realized it's really not that deep. I just almost froze off my finger this morning. It also relieves depression and anxiety. We're getting fucking cold and stress-free. It also helps to speed your metabolism up, which is fabulous because girl needs to go on a diet. It also helps to reduce frizz and lock in moisture in your hair. I would argue that doing some self-care in the morning is possibly the most important part of your day. This helps to contribute to your self-love and general happiness, which is so important for everyone to have. If you can't make time to love yourself, you're not going to be able to properly give or receive love, which is obviously the most important part of life. Self-care looks different for everyone, but a combination of mental and physical self-care is going to make you unstoppable inside and out. I think everyone is going through a crazy skincare obsession right now, and I have been dealing with a lot of breakouts on the side of my face. Don't look. But that means that it's even more important for me now than ever to take time in the morning to look after my skin. Even though I love tons of products, I have to say that doing less is oftentimes more. I don't want to overwhelm myself in the morning with 10 million skincare products, especially when I'm in a rush. So I like to keep my skincare in the morning really simple, just with a basic vitamin C serum, a little bit of SPF, and of course some light makeup. I find that this is helping me to break out less and also feel more confident in my natural self. So after my skincare, I like to move on to some kind of mental care. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you, your girl does not meditate. I am not one of these people that can lie there, or what happens is that I fall asleep. I actually combine my mental and physical care into one by either doing some yoga or Pilates. Some low intensity exercise is the way to go for me. In some ways, it is kind of like a guided meditation because you're focusing your thoughts in one way, just on what you're doing in the moment. As soon as I have too many things that I'm committed to, it starts becoming stressful, I get anxious, and it feels more like a chore than something that I'm actually enjoying. So find something that you love, whether that's Pilates, jogging, swimming, dancing, singing, and make that part of your daily routine. Today is such a gray and dull day. It's literally got like snow blasting across the window. However, my next point is to get some sunlight. It is so important to get some morning sunlight. I'm not going to say that you have to go outside, especially with these Canadian winters. So I will have to come up with some more tips and tricks for you guys during the winter months. But in general, if you can go outside, go outside. You have to expose as much of your skin to the sun as possible. So if you can, if you're living somewhere tropical, somewhere warm, you want to put on your bikini, head on outside and meditate for 15 minutes under that gorgeous sun that I am so jealous of everyone right now. I'm coming at you with some more science. The reason it is so important to get exposed to some sunlight is because it helps support your circadian rhythm, which is essentially your mental and physical 24-hour body clock. This rhythm is what affects your mental and physical changes throughout a 24-hour cycle, and I have a lot of those changes. Our circadian rhythm does so much to reduce stress, from putting us in a good mood, increasing energy, to stabilizing our immune system and putting us to sleep like a baby. Now if you love that feeling of jet lag, then be my guest, go ahead. But you're gonna have no motivation, decreased memory, brain fog, increased stress, and be tired all day but then not be able to sleep at night. Okay, at this point is where I'm tempted to get straight back into the bed, especially on the weekends, which is why we are going to make our bed. And a lot of people will be like, what is the point of making the bed if no one is even coming over to see my bed? But this is exactly why we do it, to avoid getting back into it. Plus it looks so pretty in your room when the bed is made. I never understood why my mom was always at me for making my bed, and now I get it. Thanks, Mom. I get it. By making your bed, you're gonna feel like you've accomplished the first step of your day. I know it sounds dramatic, but once you've put those bed sheets on, you've put those throw pillows on, you're gonna feel like you can accomplish anything today. Lemon water. I cannot stress this enough. Lemon water is amazing for detoxing the body, and if you have acne prone skin like I do, this is going to be life-changing for you. It is literally so easy. Fill your glass or your tumbler with some water, throw in a little bit of lemon juice, and drink that bitch. Not only is it going to help you with your skin, but it's also going to once again increase that metabolism. And if you want to go ahead and add a little pinch of salt to your water or apple cider vinegar to just make it a little bit more bougie, a little bit more healthy, then feel free. Salt is actually so good inside of your water because it helps to replenish all of the electrolytes that you lost while being dehydrated during your sleep. So if you throw it in with the lemon, it's gonna mask that horrible salty taste. Ugh. I am personally not a breakfast person. It usually takes me around 2 to 3 hours to start feeling hungry after waking up. I will always make sure that I have some kind of high protein breakfast. Not only is it going to keep you fuller for longer, but in general it's much healthier for you. And it also helps to build muscle, which I need my fat to be turned into muscle, so hopefully that is going to do it for me. When everyone would be lecturing me that breakfast is the most important part of my day, I'd be like, okay, grabbing the cereal. And no wonder I would have so much difficulty concentrating, and I'd feel like I just want to constantly move the entire time, because I was literally eating sugar, pure sugar. And then after I started eating a more nutritious breakfast, I was like, so this is what it feels like to have a brain. Last but not least, I have to throw this in because I know everyone's gonna be like, how can you not mention this? But some form of exercise. Now I promise you, you're not gonna see me doing any kind of high intensity cardio in the morning, because this is just too much. Especially in the winter when it's raining and freezing and snowing outside. How do you expect me to get up and go for a jog? I live in Toronto and I see crazy people running on the waterfront all the time, and I'm like, are you okay? What are you taking that I'm missing out on? But honestly, if you can fit a good workout in the morning, then you get a gold star. So that is something that I'm going to challenge myself with in 2024. There's literally a gym in my building. I should get my ass downstairs. And this is the point where my morning comes to an end. It feels like it's a really long morning routine, but actually the whole process only takes about an hour. And at that point, I would just get on with my day, do everything that I need to get done for the day, and then move on to my night routine, which the night routine is coming soon, because obviously a night routine is just as important as a morning routine. This process has taken me so long to get into a good morning routine. It is not something that happens overnight, and looking from the outside in, it looks like it would be really easy, but trust me, once you get started, you're like, holy crap. Holding myself accountable is one of the hardest things to do, but the most rewarding. By the way, if you guys are not subscribed yet, I'm kind of hurt. We've been through this whole morning routine journey together and you haven't hit that button yet. You don't like me or something? What did I do wrong? And don't forget that you can come back to this video anytime that you need a little bit of a refresher or a little bit of motivation, or even if you just missed me. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, hit those bell notifications so that you can get notified every time I post a video. Share this video with your friends if they need a little bit of motivation, and I'll see you guys in my next video.